Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. Yes, you've guessed it, nighttime crafting. Finishing off another started project. My list is getting smaller, yay! Now, I was gifted some wallpaper well over 12 months ago by a lady named of Susan Freeman. And Susan is a subscriber that comments on a lot of videos, but I haven't seen her lately, so I hope it's all okay with you, Susan. So I decided to make a wallpaper journal, and this is my take on a wallpaper journal. I have seen others make some, but I thought I'd make, you know me, I like to make things a little bit different. So I had this beautiful piece of wallpaper that had this beautiful pattern on, as you can just see underneath here. And right on the back, isn't that just gorgeous? And this was the only piece I had, so it was just big enough to make a cover for this journal. So I used the whole size, and it just happened to be that pattern. And what I've done is I was gifted this beautiful fringe, and I'm sorry I can't remember who gifted it to me, and it looks absolutely super. This cord is of a huge continental style cushion cover that I got hold of at Op Shop because I love the fabric, and had this cord around as well, so I just ripped that off and used it on here. I was going to put it around here, but it just didn't suit and would have made it too bulky. This is a beautiful earring and a little tassel that I've just popped on there. So yes, and the colours, it's just amazing how they all blend in. So let's see if I can put some light on this. Get a bit more lighting here. Just there. So let's go and have a sticky beak. I've stitched around it as well. And I've used vintage curtain lace throughout as well. Wallpaper and curtains do go together. This is a beautiful curtain, just done the backing on this beautiful curtain here. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of this left. It's absolutely gorgeous. I used a wallpaper here as a tuck spot. And I've made this super duper, just a plain journaling card. It just goes in here. And then I found this among the wallpaper, and it looks quite old. It is made in the, must have been made in the USA. And scrubbable wall covering. Pre-pasted, strippable, stain resistant. So there you go. I don't know which wallpaper it comes from, but yeah. And I've got myself a punch that I bought yonks ago, and I've used that to make the decorative edges right through. And I've pinched a little tassel from the front, and it was left over. And I've got glue in my fingers. There you go. So yeah, so here's a bit of curtain, and I've used some of this in my kitchen as well because it's a real vintage fabric, quite old but not brittle, and it's got this little bows on it. It's a really sort of like a lovely cream colour. So what I've done is I've used the wallpaper as pages because you can write on them. So I thought, what a great way to make it a, you know, a riggy-diggy wallpaper journal. So it's not just a cover, wallpaper's been used right through, and they've been used as pages just to display some of the wallpapers. And I've got like a shoebox full of all little rolls. So, and I've used some of my pages, just plain papers that I had, coloured papers. Used some of the wallpaper and made it into a trim. I'm not sure if you can see that. Just there. Like a pale apricot, and I've sort of rounded the edges off on the plain paper. Here's another piece of wallpaper. Isn't this just gorgeous? It's one of my favorites as well. And so each wallpaper page has then a normal paper page with some of the wallpaper trims. This is just super. Look at the colour of this. Isn't that gorgeous? So you can write on it. So I thought, well, why not? Bit of curtain. This is out of a tapestry book. I thought, oh, I could use that, and made it into a little tuck box so you can open it up and just take the paper clip off. Here I've used wallpaper as well. And I've had so much of it, I actually lined the shelves in my pantry, in my kitchen, because my kitchen's like a cornflower blue cupboards. And yeah, so it the shelves come up really nice, and I still got quite a bit left over. Here I've made a little pocket, actually a little envelope from a little roll of wallpaper that I had, and I've popped the button on, and then I've just put a little journaling card in there. You have to excuse the band-aid, ladies. I've got eczema and it's just not going away. Not eczema, dermatitis. Never had it in my life, but it's been 12 months. I'm getting a bit tired of it. So yeah, doesn't that look cute? And I stitched around it. And I didn't stitch it onto the wallpaper, I actually glued it, PVA glued it, and it holds quite strong. Here I've made one of the flat pens, kept the actual stripes, kept it very simple. I wanted to make sure it stays flat, and use the bit of a fringe there that I've used in the journal as well. Here's one of Bonnie and Clyde's little book corners that made from the book page, and I think she's got a video of that as well, so I'll pop over and have a look. Thank you, Bonnie, for that idea. And I've just got some little tags that little punch out circle, just a bit of cardstock that was laying around, and I've put that on a A4 page that was you know, a builder's diagram, for a carpenter diagram for a house. So I thought that was pretty cool. And just that, oh yeah, that's right. So no, it's not. Is that, should I glue that? Oh yes, it is. Oh, there you go. Totally confused myself that time of the night. So yeah, so I coffee stain that. But look at this paper. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. And the punch worked out really well. And then I've used some of the wallpaper that was left over and just made little trims on it. Some more of the curtain. And here's the other little polka dot wallpaper. One is in blue and one is in cream. Just a green piece of paper. Made a tuck spot with this little collage scrappy bit here that was gifted to me. I can't remember who gave that to me. Might have been either Nat or Chrissy or Gay. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Another one of Bonnie's ideas, and I've used it upside down. Close this part and make that into a tuck spot. There's a bit of painty paper there, and I've just popped that in there. Bit of now, what was this? It had something on it. I can't remember. But I pull all these things apart because I know I can use them. So nothing is bought in this journal. Isn't this pretty? Look. I just love recycling stuff. Pre-loved stuff. Little napkin. This was gifted to me. And look at the colour of this. You don't see much wallpaper around here. I've made a bookmark. And this is some tissue paper. And this is just a little tag there with a piece of fabric over the top. And I think this was gifted to me as well. And it just pops over here so that when it goes in, you can actually see where it is. It's the whole idea of a bookmark, I do believe. So here we are in the centre of the signature. It's only one signature. And there's that lovely green fringe. Oh, scrap. And I made a little tuck spot. And I've put some of my coffee dyed paper on the back. This here was one of the ladies from Junk Journal down under. Can't remember now. But thank you very much. Here I've made a tag from another piece of wallpaper. Absolutely love this. It's a lovely colour, and it's a nice colour that'll go in my kitchen. It's sort of given me a bit of food for thought to use it to decorate some of my jars in the kitchen. So I can show them off. On the back, some more wallpaper of some of the photos out of a magazine. And I've made that so you can journal on, and also you can have it, make it as a tuck spot. And I used a bit of braid in the centre. I just left it hanging here. Oops. And then the same wallpaper again on this side. Put a little tape measure that's been bugging me. It's been floating around. I've popped that in there. We all know we need to measure our walls when we put wallpaper on them. So I've left it fairly naked because I know that where I do distribute my journals, they like a lot of naked journals. So, you know, so I thought, well, I might as well leave this one sort of naked. They still get a few tuck spots and little envelopes. There's the other side of that carpenter's diagram, and I attached a piece of wallpaper on that and made it sort of like a flip so that you can actually use it, that page. And here's the other side, and here I've made a bigger envelope, and I've put a little index card in that one. And this, I've had this little trim for so long. It's like an olive type trim, probably nearly 2 years. I only had a metre of it, and I have saved it, and that was the only piece that was left. I thought, well, you're going to get a home now, so I thought that lended itself quite well. Here I've popped in an envelope, and I've made like a flip and made a little journal card, backed it with some paper, and then you just pop that in there, and then you can put something underneath. You know, you can put something in the envelope if you wish. On the other side, I've popped a little envelope on, and I scored some of these from the local sports council, from the actually our council. I went in there, paid our rates, and they had a pad there. I said, oh, could I have a couple of these? She said, yeah, no worries, just fill it in. I said, yeah, I'll fill it in at home. Oops, little white lie. Used it for the journal. So here's another piece of curtain. Aren't these lovely? You know, you don't see, I use a lot of old curtains in my house, lace curtains from op shops, because to buy them, they're quite expensive, and you don't really get that look or the pattern anymore. So, and by the time they're washed, if they're in good nick and nappy seamed, you know, they're just like new. So I like this wallpaper too. Some on my paper. Now here I've done something different. This is actually the back of a paper pad that represented all the different papers. And I thought, well, that's not going to go to waste. I'll make an envelope out of that. And here I've got some plain cards, and they are actually blank on that side. Op shop find, of course. And I didn't want to decoupage them. I just didn't know. And then I found this lovely sheer blue lace, and I just sewed the lace a lot. I've put a little dab of glue in here and a bit of dab of glue in there, but I only sewed around it. And doesn't that look different? I thought that looks pretty cool. And that just goes in here. Just goes in there. Here's that lovely wallpaper. Here's quite a large journaling card. Found it in a magazine. How cool is that? It's got nothing to do with wallpaper, but it's curtain, you know. And I've popped on some paper on the back. And I used one of those fancy flowers one of the ladies gifted me. I'll just have a look to see. Here they are. I think I had about 3 or 4 of them, so this is my lucky last one. I'm yet to figure out how she did it. I think you need to have a like a die cut thing to cut them out so perfectly. I can just imagine myself cutting with my scissors. And look at this, isn't this pretty? Just love this wallpaper. And some more of the curtain. And then, of course, on the back, I've made this tuck spot old envelope. This was gifted to me in some happy mail. Here I've got my card, and also a note for the bookkeeper. Is it the bookkeeper? I think Pam from Paper Post. It's giving us a free download on this. So I printed it out, and I'm going to put this in my journal because, and I've aged it a little bit. It gives people ideas what they're actually can use them for, because some people don't know. They look at you really funny. They say when you say journal, They only know about diaries or planners. And that just tucks in there. And yes, now I didn't put a closure on it because it's so soft and so yummy. I should have a look and see. And now I've got to find my ruler. Bear with me, ladies. Got to go around the back here. Okay, so this measures 6 inches by 7.5, which equates to 15 centimetres by 19 centimetres, and I can't remember how many pages, but it's nice and chunky. I'll be putting that on my Facebook page, and I'll leave the link to my Second Chance Creation Facebook page below, and if you're interested, just message me through that. It can be done through direct deposit or PayPal. So yeah, so it is just so yummy. It just feels so, what do they call it? Delicious, because you can bend it, you can, it's very pliable. It's not too thick. I had to stop myself because you do get carried away a bit. But yeah, so that's my take on a true wallpaper journal. Like I said, you can write on the back of those that wallpaper, and it's not brittle. It's in pretty good nick. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to be loading up the next one about my gutted books and about some calendars. That could be quite interesting. Until then, happy crafting. Bye for now.